Hey health seekers, it's Kate Shemirani here, natural nurse in a toxic world, coming to you from the Badger's Den, namely my kitchen. Just to let you know, this Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern time and 2 p.m. UK time, I'm going to be interviewing the CEO of the company that makes the Pure Body that I'm talking about in a couple of my posts, that's going to detox you from your brain, from your body, of the aluminium. And any of you who follow me know that aluminium that's in the vaccines that they're spraying from above, first of all, is going to stop your immune system from working properly, and it's going to also sit in your gut, it's going to sit in all your organs and cause inflammation, but it's also going to sit in your brain, set up an immune response that just keeps going, and it's also going to cause dementia, Parkinson's, and it also, along with the glyphosate, the fluoride, calcifies the pineal gland. So there's a lot in the press at the moment about how the coronavirus, there's lots of misleading information on social media. I don't think so. I think the information that's real is going around social media about how people are taking advantage and making money from this. So if they're talking about selling vitamin C, which we know there were endless studies done many, many years ago on the effects of vitamin C on the human body and healing, I don't know what they're talking about, because let's just remember here, folks, that all of the press now is talking about that there's suddenly a coronavirus vaccine. Now, if you remember back to when we had the Ebola thing before Christmas, Ebola that's been around forever and killed lots of people in the African nations, all of a sudden they'd got an Ebola vaccine. So do you see the pattern here? I'm not saying that this coronavirus isn't happening, not saying that at all, because we know that it's a lab generated strain, we know all that, nothing new there. But what I'm saying is, now the vaccine's out, now how much do you think that vaccine is going to cost? Then it's going to get FDA approval. Don't think the bar on the FDA is set. That bar slides depending on what the urgency is, whether there's any cure for whatever they're trying to get FDA approval on. Go down my timeline, look at my posts, how many drugs got FDA approval in January alone. As soon as they get FDA approval, the value of those shares just skyrockets on the top market. I follow Exponential Investor looking at drugs that are on there. So if you think that your government and everyone else is paying for those vaccines, think logically. Who is paying for it? You pay to be born, you pay to be made sick, you pay to be kept sick, and you pay to be disposed of. So when you go to work, you pay your taxes, you pay your national insurance. Your money goes in the bank, and for every dollar, pound of your money, that bank can loan you, the people, 10 times that. So you are borrowing your own money and you're paying interest on your own money. Evil genius. So who owns those banks? The same people that own the petroleum companies, the media, the pharmaceutical companies. Are you kind of getting my drift here? So if you think that you're not paying for that vaccine, you really are. And so what you can do now is stop buying toilet rolls. The only thing I can think of is that you can stuff the paper in your ears so you really can't hear the truth from the toilet rolls. So you should be eating loads of fresh fruit and vegetables. If you can afford organic, even better. Don't be drinking fluoride tap water and fluoride toothpaste. I don't need to go over that. It's all on my timeline. Stop drinking that. Remember, that's adding to the problem. That just goes in your stomach with the glyphosate and everything else. There's endless studies on what fluoride does. And switch your Wi-Fi off. Don't carry a mobile phone on your body. It actually says, there's a post on my timeline. You can go into about on your phone, go into settings, into general, into about, tells you about that. Remember, Steve Jobs didn't let his kids have one. So these are all things that are making you sick. So just stop the insanities. The toilet rolls aren't going to help you. Just wash your ass. Instead, spend your money on what is going to work. So while the press have been slamming me, I don't really care, because I'm one at the bottom. I'm like you guys. I'm just a nurse with 4 kids that wants to live a long life full of health and happiness. And I've got my kids coming behind me with the next generation. They're not thinking about us. We're right down the food chain. We're just the cannon fodder. So join me this Friday, or I'll post it afterwards when I'm talking to the CEO of Pure Body, which is going to chelate that aluminium. And then the week after, I'm talking to Dr. Stephen Baker, another interview about vaccines. So lots going on my timeline. Have a good day. Right now, I'm having my lemon and turmeric tea, also on my timeline. And you can follow me on my YouTube page as well, Kate Shemirani, Natural Nurse in a Toxic World, spreading the word and not the disease.